Why hello, welcome. I am Lady Genesis, and this is the art realm of Genesis. In this video, we are revisiting the render paper, so let's get started. Because the first video that I used the render paper on, I had made a marker piece, I thought it was time to test out paint and see how that holds up. Of course, I had to start off by sketching my piece. And for this one, I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I wanted a different expression. I guess I just got tired of making the same expressions that I do for most of my pieces. So I switched it up a little bit and gave her kind of like a shocked or bewildered. I don't even know what you would describe this piece as, but it's definitely different. I figured it was time to try something different with the camera angles because of the sun and moon video that I did a couple weeks ago. No, probably like a month ago. And every time I sketched, my hand would get in the way and it would focus and unfocus. And I said that I would try to fix that the next time I were to sketch something on my desk. So I jerry-rigged my ring light. I put a bunch of rubber bands on it and put it at an angle and shoved my camera in there to get the best angle possible. And I hope you guys appreciate the mental gymnastics I went through to make that happen. This piece screamed purple. So I got a bunch of purples and I was gonna run with it. I also sprinkled a little pink in there, but most of it's purple and black. You'll see towards the end. On another side note, I know that my desk looks kind of messy. I could have cleaned it, but I said why? Because this is how I run my life. And I am just going to be my true authentic self and not try to put on a show. It is messy. I just moved a lot of things out the way and made room. Because, like, what's the point of that? I'm not going to put on a show. It's fine. And I'm pretty sure lots of art desks look as cluttered and crazy as mine. But since we're here, I might as well give you a short tour of my desk. I have stacked up markers. I have one set that's old and one set that is new. That pink thing is full of stickers and pins. And then, I don't know if you noticed my ghosty, pumpkin-y mouse pad. I don't know why I didn't move it. I'm so used to looking at it that I left it there. And I kind of don't care if it gets messed up. I'll just get another one. It's fine. I don't know. Like, to me, art is everywhere and I've embraced the mess and that's just how I live. And then that wooden thing back there is it's like a poster board that I taped onto my desk just to keep it from getting even worse. And the Clorox thing, that's my water for my paints. And then I have paints, as you can see, in different corners. And that is the tour of my desk. Oh yeah, and I have notebooks stacked up because junk and bills and other things that I don't want to talk about right now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that really short tour of my crazy desk. Oh yeah, and I have paint on the poster board that I don't even want to change it at this point. It is what it is. It's just part of the personality of my desk. Now back to the art piece. So I was thinking dark purple for the hair and eyes, and then that way it pops. Also, what I was trying to go for in my mind, I wanted to make like a woods kind of scene in the background, which you'll see in a few minutes. And see, this is where I decided to add that sprig of pink. Well, it's like a pinkish purple, but I wanted to make the lips pop off of the picture. I thought I would come closer to the camera so you can get a better angle, because I really am trying to push the boundaries for these different angles and stuff so you feel like you're part of the experience. So from the beginning of the video to this point is pretty much where I had stopped the first night. So I had did the sketch all the way up to this, and then I let her dry overnight just to, you know, let everything settle. And then I came back in the morning and started doing the background portion. And see, I wanted to make a border around the piece so that way it's kind of like I made my own little frame. And I just started doing some more purple because apparently that's the name of the game, and that's where I wanted those spooky woods to go. For that particular purple, it took me a couple of different purples and some white to blend in. That's why I'm going back and forth to just kind of blend everything evenly across the board. Right here, I was just touching up her hair, but I will be darkening her curls towards the end of the video. This is where that black paint comes into play. I'm using it for her shirt, but what I'm planning to do is take the black paint and go from her shirt and border the entire art piece with a black frame to connect it all together. For the nails, I did go back and forth and mix some pink and purple together to just kind of make it vibrant, because the pink I'm using, it's from an art store that their paint for whatever reason does not really stick. It's kind of thin, or like on the thinner side, so I usually use the apple barrel paint to go over and make it thicker to make everything pop. I also added a little bit of white in there too to get it to stand out a little bit more. Also, it was time to add the white into the eyes and the highlights of her teeth and everything to get all that looking crisp and clean. It was also time to add her eyelashes. Another reason I chose to darken her curls is because I was trying to even out the curls, because on one side I noticed her little curl bumps were a little bit higher than the other side, so I figured if I went back over it, I could use that time to even everything out. And this is where we add the spooky trees. So I started off with a lighter purple in the background because I wanted to add the darker trees on top to kind of give it more depth, so it feels like there's just more than 3 trees in the background. The minute I started adding the trees, that was the part that I knew that this was turning out great. Everything was tying together. It just added so much, I guess, depth to the story of whatever's going on in this illustration. It's like almost like a horror movie, like it came from whatever woods or whatever. She's like spooked out. Let me see if I can put that into better context. Like a cheesy 80s horror film or slasher where it's like it came from such and such woods, and why she's in the woods, I don't know. I can honestly hear her saying like, "Oh my God, we're lost. What are we doing here?" And She's like, someone save me. I can't get out of here. I love it so much. After I finished the trees, I did go back over the black border to kind of hide the mess I made with painting the trees over the black border, you know, just to make it look nice. And then I started doing all the details with shadowing. I tried to add a little bit more shadowing and some highlights on her nose and around her eyes. And then I wanted some extra color and blush around the bottom part of her eyes to just give it a little bit more. But by doing that, I did have to go over her face a couple more times to blend everything back in. So this is going to be like a back and forth process for the next 30 seconds. So please forgive me for that. And there you have it. This painting is now completed. And I'm so happy that I stepped out of my comfort zone and did something a little bit different because she turned out beautiful. And wouldn't you know it? Look at that. Nothing on the other side. This render paper is the fucking goat. And I know I don't normally cuss on here, but this is amazing. I love this paper and I'm going to continue to use it. Just look at that. Look at how those colors pop. She turned out amazing. And I hope you think so too. But now I got to think of a name. Give me just a second. Okay, so I employed the husband man to shoot ideas back and forth with me. So we brainstormed, we came up with a name. Her name is Tracy. And the name of the piece is called It Came from Lavender Hills. Ooh. As a side note, she kind of reminds me of one of those characters that would be in the movie Onward. But overall, I'm loving the aesthetic of this piece. Everything came together so good. Well, that is the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed this piece. And if you did, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. All of it helps my tiny little channel grow, and I deeply appreciate all of it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing for the next video. Just know another one's coming out. They just kind of pop in my head and I run with it when I get an idea. But overall, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend and I really do hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you in the next video. Love you all. Bye.